Hello and welcome. I'm Charlotte Turner, Editorial Director of TRBusiness, and I'm here with a man that probably doesn't need any introduction at all, is Xavier Rossinyol, who is the CEO of Dufry. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So I think it's one of the most publicly known facts that you stepped into the role of CEO of Dufry, and you were replacing somewhat of an industry legend. I'm sure you've heard that said to you a number of times, Mr. Julian Diaz, who we've had the pleasure of interviewing many times before. And so I wanted to know how you've been received by the industry, but also by obviously Dufry's shareholders and partners.
So yes, Julian was a legend. You might know I worked with him for 11 years. Mm-hmm. I learned a lot from him. I told him, and it's not a secret, I consider him my most important mentor in my career. The reception has been wonderful. I mean, people, I think in the industry, and Dufry is not an exception, was eager after 2 years of the worst crisis we have seen to have the opportunity to re-engage between each other, to re-engage with something new, with where is next. I have heard so many times, when are we back to normal, when we are back to 2019, and I think that's not happening. We are not going back to any normal because we are in a world where there is no normal. So we are going to go back to something that is not 2019, is something, in my opinion, much better. People look for that energy, and hopefully the Dufry team and me as part of that team, we can re-energize first the company and hopefully then the industry.
And obviously Destination 2027 is a big part of that re-engaging and renewal. And you hosted Capital Markets Day in London. How was that received?
I think it's important when you are a public traded company that you tell people what you want to do. I am a firm believer companies, in order to do something different, need to have a long-term commitment. I think the energy of Dufry team is unbelievable. But you see, if you have energy going in one direction and the same energy going on the other direction, you don't move. You need to have everybody going in one direction. And for that, you need to have a long-term view. I think what we have put forward, that in a nutshell, is making travelers happier, which means transforming the way we do retail at airports and other places of travel. It's an essential part of what we need to have together.
Absolutely, and obviously Autogrill is a huge part of that, and you've talked about the integration quite a number of times up to this point, but we won't dwell on that just now. Talking about the challenges, I know, again, this is another topic that you're probably answering a lot of questions on at the moment. We're all well aware of the ongoing impacts of COVID, obviously, but also the conflict in Ukraine, which is still ongoing, obviously. And connected with that, obviously, is the supply chain problems that all retailers across the global duty-free industry are facing. How is Dufry navigating the supply chain issues particularly, but also the other macroeconomic factors?
We all thought that after COVID, our travels were behind. But if something we have learned over the years is there is always something new, some positive, some negative. So we just came back from the worst crisis ever, and now everything is about supply chain, geopolitics, wars, inflation, recession. I could go on for hours.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if we look backwards a few decades, we had some other things. There is always something. But what I think is amazing about our industry is that humans need to connect. We as a species evolve and went beyond groups of 50 individuals because this capacity to connect. And in order to truly connect, you need to move, you need to travel. I think if something COVID has changed is that we know travel and freedom of movements is not something guaranteed. It can go away overnight. So I truly believe this need to connectivity and this fear that maybe this goes away, it makes us more likely to travel. And our business is based on that. If people travel, we need to find a way to offer them something they need or they want. So yes, challenges everywhere, especially if you read the newspapers or see the news. But what we see is a massive desire from our customers and from the travelers to continue to travel and continue to connect. So I'm bullish long term. We will have challenges short term, but it's no secret we always have challenges short term.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your comments for now. I'd like to invite our viewers to actually tune in again for our part 2 interview. But thanks for now, and we'll see each other shortly.
Thank you a lot.